Now, do you have any, we have a lot of entrepreneurs that tune into the show. Do you have any tips for entrepreneurs to manage their business?
Yeah. So let me give you three that I did not learn in school.
Okay.
That I think are really important. And the first is just slightly complex. Here it is. And I wrote about this in a book I wrote called Masters of Success. Success is the uncommon application of common knowledge. Okay? Now, here's how I came up to that conclusion. At the time, I was teaching as an adjunct professor in business at a university, and I asked, first I asked B&I members, what do you think it takes to be successful? And B&I members said, passion, commitment, systems, processes, dealing with adversity, those kinds of things. I said, great. Then I asked some of the really big names that were in my book, like Aaron Brockovich and Michael Gerber and Jack Canfield and, some really well-known people.
Right.
What they thought it took to be successful. And they said passion, systems, goals, vision, dealing with adversity, same thing. Then I asked my college students. And Jesus, you know what they said?
What did they say?
Passion, system, vision, goals. The same list. They did add one thing that the successful people and B&I members didn't add. They said luck. And I had to teach them that I really believe the harder you work, the luckier you get. But other than that, they had the same list. So I came to the conclusion that if we all basically know what it takes to be successful, then why is it that we're not? Some of us are not.
Right.
And the conclusion I came to was that success is the uncommon application of common knowledge. Because I did not invent networking. It wasn't my idea.
Right,
it's been around for more than a century, as a formal thing. And but I created a system and a process, and I scaled it. And so I applied uncommon concepts to a common idea. And I think that's the first thing. The second thing is probably the biggest thing that I could recommend to entrepreneurs. It's the biggest mistake that I see. You want to be successful in business, you got to do 6 things 1,000 times, not 1,000 things 6 times.
Right.
And what I see too many businesses doing is 1,000 things 6 times. They keep jumping around at every bright, shiny object they see. And they only do it a handful of times and it doesn't work. And by the way, it doesn't have to be 6. It could be 5. It could be 7. But it's a handful of things that you just do over and over and over again. If I have any superpower at all as a business person, it's that I am a dog with a bone. I am, I may not be the smartest guy in a room. I may not be the most successful guy in a room, but I am almost always the most persistent guy in a room. And I think that really makes a difference in success. Here's the third one. As much as possible, and as soon as you can in business, always try to work in your flame and not in your wax. When you're in your flame, you're on fire, you're excited, you love what you're doing, you're passionate about it. People can hear it in your voice, they can see it in the way you behave. When you're working in your wax, it takes all your energy away. And people can see that in your behavior and they can hear it in your voice. So work in your flame. Now, look, I get it. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get to do what you want to do. But the sooner you can shift to be working more in your flame, the better. When I did that 15-person box, do you think I liked being the janitor? No. Do you think I liked, handling complaints? No.
Right.
The thing I really hated, though, the first box I filled was not those. It was accounting. It was the bookkeeper. I hired a bookkeeper. It was not my flame.
Right.
A true story. No, it's a quick one. I hired this bookkeeper. She was with me for a couple of months. She came to me and she said, Ivan, we were 5 cents off, 5 pennies off on balancing the books. But it took me 2 hours, but I found it. And I said to her, I am so proud of you. That's really good. Well done. And I said that to a friend of mine. And he said, did you reprimand her? I said, why would I reprimand her? Because she spent 2 hours to five cents. I said, are you kidding? No way did I reprimand her. Think about it. What if it were $500? She wouldn't go home at night. If it were $50, she'd, stay late to try and find it. For me, if it were $50, I'd go, close enough.
Yeah.
It's close enough to that. Because that's not my flame. That was her flame. And so I hired somebody that my wax was their flame. And as soon as you can do that, then you're going to be able to scale. By the way, interviews like this is my flame. This is what I love to do.
I love doing this too. And when I saw you on LinkedIn posting, I'm like, I got to ask him if he's open to join the show. So I'm very excited about this too.
Thank you.